Hi guys, and thank you for joining me today. Ghost from the Past has been on the market for a while now and the prices seem to have stabilized. So today I want to give you a quick market review on the current state of the set and hopefully this will help you with your decision to buy or sell some cards. Now I will skip the ghost rares because there's nothing much to talk about them. If you pulled one, you probably are tracking its price. So I will focus mainly on the more generic cards that may have value in the long term. Okay, so the first card I want to talk about is Evenly Matched. It is, in my opinion, the best reprint of the set. Now you can see that I have language filter turned on here. I will discuss only English and German copies as they are the most wanted and relevant to the majority of you guys. Copies in other languages are usually a bit cheaper and you can look them up yourself if interested. So for Evenly Matched, the cheapest copy is at around €9 without shipping, and unless you are from the UK, you will find the cheapest playset at €9.5. Cards from some countries like the UK or the Switzerland may be subjected to additional taxes or fees. That's why Evenly Matched is one of those staples you just need to have. Now there's an unlimited edition of Ghost from the Past coming, I think, and you may want to wait after its release, but I don't think the price of Evenly Matched will fall under €8. Definitely not in the long run. Dual Power Evenly Matched is around the same price point, if not a bit more expensive. The copies have been able to retain its value at around 10 to €11, and I predict the same thing with Ghosts from the Past Evenly Matches. If you don't have a playset of this, picking it up at 8 to €10 is acceptable. If you have extra copies, maybe consider holding on to them. The pandemic is one of the factors. Once locals and tournaments returns, Evenly Matched will gain in price again, in my opinion. Now the next card I want to discuss is Phantom Knight's Fogblade. At 50 to 70 cents, this is a great card to pick up. I remember selling common copies of this at €6 back in the day, and even now the common copies are at around €1 cheapest, while other printings of the cards sit at €4 cheapest. Now there's really not any tier 1 deck that utilizes this card, hence the price tag, but once Fogblade returns to the meta, and I believe it will happen, this card's price will shoot up. If you have Fogblade, I recommend keeping them. If you don't, if possible, consider picking them up, even if you don't have any deck to play them in yet. Danger Thunderbird is one of the better danger monsters, and at around 50 cents, I think it's a great pickup. The Danger Engine is, in my opinion, still one of the good engines with a great potential, and even if it's not used right now in any of the meta decks, I think it will return to the meta game one way or another in the future. Next up is the Monarch Erupt. This is the highest rarity printing of the card, and at under 5 cents, why not? It's so cheap. I remember having to pay for a common playset of this at €5 per copy. That hurt. It's a great floodgate, right? And now and then it finds its way back to the meta game. Now if you have extra copies, just keep them. 2 cents won't make you any richer, while this card alone can turn to an above a euro card in the right format. Pick up a Heavenly Spheres if you don't have any of these yet. At 1 to €2, I think it's fine. Dragons will always be around in Yu-Gi-Oh! And this is a very good generic Dragon Link monster. And even after Dragon Links as a deck leaves the metagame, this will surely find its way to some top deck somehow. Pendulum Magicians used to play this card, Thunder Dragons as well. Heavenly Spheres still has only 2 printings, and with time it will become harder to find. Now I don't recommend you investing into the card, but just to have 2 or 3 copies ready in your binder. And for the honor mentions, I have Fairy Tale Roca. This is just my personal pick. I found the card quite intriguing. First of all, it's basically a draw a card. Secondly, it adds to hand rather than draw the card, so it goes around the restriction of Pot of Extravagance, for example. And lastly, it can remove itself from the field. This kinda screams Mystic Mind to me. Either way, it's a cute single printing of the card, and I do see a potential in this. Now, Ghost from the Past falls to the category of the so-called March reprint sets, which includes Duo Power and Duo Overload over the last years. That's why in this video I want to revisit them as well. From Duo Overload, I pick Lip, the World Keyblade Master. Lip is a great link monster for any deck that runs some sort of World Legacy related engine. I played 2 copies in my Pure Magnite deck. Lip is one of the cards with great potential. Once she hits the field, she does so much, searching any World Legacy card like Succession, basically a monster reborn, and shuffling a card back to the deck when she is linked off. Now Lip just needs the right deck to enter the tier 1 metagame, and suddenly she can be a 5 or above, €5 or above card. Remember Heavenly Spheres? It was around €3 at the release time, and ended up €15 after solidifying its place in Dragon Link decks. Now we move to Duo Power, which was released the year before Duo Overload. Here I just want to point out some cards that you may have, but you may overlook them because they don't appear in the competitive play. All the Dark Magician related cards are cheapest at €4 or €5, like Magician of Chaos, Quintet Magician, or Bond between teacher and student. It's a rather understandable because of their collectability and single printing status. If you have any of these, good for you. These are the cards that will age well with time. Aside from these, I have 2 more picks, namely Aromaseraphy Yasmin and Platinum Gadget, both of which has not have any reprint yet, and both being cheapest at €1, so you may want to keep an eye on them. Last but not least, I want to shortly discuss Legendary Collection Kaiba, which also falls to the March reprint sets. This was released in 2018, and boy did it age well. There are a lot of valuable cards from this set. This set deserves a separate discussion. But there is one card that I wanted to point out for you guys, and that's Blue Eyes White Dragon. There were 4 different versions of the cards, and all of them are quite valuable. All of them are like around €1 cheapest, with the OG art being at €8 or €9 cheapest. If you open some Legendary Collection Kaiba back then in the day, I'm pretty sure you have some Blue Eyes laying around. I don't think they were short printed or anyhow, because I bought like 5 boxes, which is 15 boosters, and I was lucky enough to get a playset of the OG art copies. If you have Legendary Collection Kaiba laying around, maybe it's time to revisit them and put some in sleeves. Alright guys, that's it for today's review. Thank you again for watching, and see you in the next video.